The latest projections in terms of what the average price of a property in the GTA will be in October of 2021. In today's video, what are we looking at in terms of an average cost of a property in the GTA by October, and what are freehold detached prices so far in August? That and more. Hello everyone, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate and Remax Realtron Realty, back with another video for you guys here today. As always, you can find my contact information in the description box with regards to my Gmail, my Instagram, and my office. Feel free to get in touch with me with any questions you may have with regards to this video or any other video, or if you happen to have any general inquiries with regards to the Toronto/GTA real estate market. Lastly, feel free to subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Your support in that regard is greatly appreciated. If you happen to enjoy my content in terms of a like and a subscription, however, you're not obliged to do so whatsoever. In today's video, we're going to discuss projected prices for the October/fall market. The latest projections in terms of what the average price of a property in the GTA will be in October of 2021 is $1.14 million, which represents in dollar figures a $50,000 increase, and in terms of percentage, a 4.9% increase in average price. For reference, the most recent complete month we have in full in terms of July numbers, the average price of a property across the GTA, so this is including all property types in all areas obviously that fall under the purview of the GTA, was $1,062,000. Now, this projection is based on the last 10 years of differential between summer and fall markets, meaning the differential in terms of price and percentage, and a simple running average is therein derived. So it's not an exact science. Obviously, projections always are given with regards to a range, and with regards to this projection, the lower end of the range is the average price of $1.1 million with 8,600 sales/transactions, and the high end of the range is $1.127 million with 9,000 plus sales and transactions. So as you can see, the most likely projected is just basically, once again, another average of their higher end and lower end, which, as I previously stated, is $1.14 million. Now, as an addendum to this projection, before we get into August prices versus July prices in terms of the first 15 days of August versus the first 15 days of July later in this video in terms of freehold properties, is that I do believe prices will go up into the fall market, but I don't see transactions spiking up all that much, especially with regards to detached and semi-detached freehold properties. I believe we will see less transactions that we saw early summer, maybe around May, April. I believe we will still see, in terms of sheer volume, less transactions. But even though Vaughan is GTA, but also Etobicoke is GTA, they're very different markets with regards to different property types. Condominiums, on the other hand, I do see increasing in sales volume and price, both in turn. So this projection led me to think, well, what are the average detached prices, for instance, in York or Toronto thus far in August? And when I say thus far in August, we are referring to the date of recording of this video, which is August 15th. And it would be interesting to see and contrast the sales data of freehold detached properties. For instance, let's say in Central York, as I did in the first 15 days of August versus the first 15 days of July. Let's start with July 1st. So we're looking at, once again, July 1st to July 15th. In the city of Toronto, which accounts for the entire municipality of Toronto. If you are confused as to what that is, feel free to look in the TREP maps in the description box. I will provide a link. In this period in July, the average sold price of a detached property, and we're talking about completely detached, not linked, was $1.628 million. Now, the numbers for York region as well, and just a quick footnote here. This is Central York region, so I only accounted for Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, not King, not Newmarket, or other areas. The average sold price for a detached property in the first 15 days of July was $1.677 million, more than the Toronto counterpart. This simply reflects the theme that has been occurring in 2021 of properties in general, but obviously detached properties as well, being in more demand in York region versus in Toronto. Not to say obviously there's no demand for them in Toronto. Point here is there is more demand in York region for freehold properties, especially of the detached type, And furthermore, there's less inventory of it available. Now let's look at both areas in the same period in August, so period over period. Looking at August 1st to August 15th, we see that in the city of Toronto, the average sold price of a detached property has been 1.635 million, just a marginal negligible increase month over month. Whereas in York region, and once again, just to be clear, this is central York region we're discussing here, so I'm not accounting for the entirety of York region, just Markham, Vaughan, Richmond Hill. It's 1.751, so 1.7 million, a far larger increase in August. Now, what can be a little misleading about these numbers is that since we're looking at an average, and obviously we have average and median. In certain cases, it's better to look at median. In certain cases, it's better to look at average. In this instance, there were less transactions in York region in terms of central York region, once again, just to be clear. And when there is a smaller sample size, especially in areas such as Richmond Hill, sometimes the higher end sales tend to skew the prices where the same kind of thing doesn't really exist. With the city of Toronto, not to say when we're looking at an average, there aren't higher end sales that go for 8 million that kind of carry up the average. That obviously occurs, and it occurred here when I was going through the numbers and so, but there's simply more inventory, so it's a larger sample size. And also of the middle class detached properties, if that makes sense, there is more quantity of, meaning that yes, you will have your larger high end sales that carry up the average. The middle of the pack of the sales is quite compact, and for that reason, it doesn't really throw off the average all that much. And this demand and this interest in York region, once again, in this case, Richmond Hill, Vaughan, and Markham, but applies to other areas of the GTA. If we go all the way east to Oshawa, if we go all the way west to Milton, does show that there is a shift in the marketplace into how far buyers are willing to go. And in many cases, buyers are going pretty far and they're getting what they want. Anyways, that's Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate at Remax Realtor Realty Inc. Let me know if you have any further questions about anything covered in this video or any other video. Feel free to get in touch with me with my contact information in the description box. Lastly, feel free to subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Your support in that regard is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.